Okay. Hello world, we're coming back at you live, digital exclusive Bucket episode. That's right, the Bucket Boys are back. Welcome back to our quest to find the greatest movie of all time.
Oh yeah.
I'm DJ Atreides, aka Colin.
I'm DJ Mojo, aka Ben.
And I'm DJ Peaches, aka Rachel. Forgot my name for a second. My brain forgot to work. And we have in the studio with us two guests today. If they would like to introduce themselves.
I am DJ Mo Money, more formerly known as DJ Mo Money.
DJ Zen, a.k.a. Jefferson.
Awesome.
Oh yeah, today we have a real treat. We have a movie from 2014. It's directed by the one and only Christopher Nolan. It is, of course, Interstellar. Interstellar, the sci-fi classic ? It's probably been long enough we can call it that. Yeah, I don't really know when the term classic gets to apply to a movie. But it's true. This really happened, by the way. All of this really happened, is going to happen. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, Interstellar is the story of a man named Cooper. Cooper is an ex-pilot, and he's also a former astronaut, former NASA employee. He works as a farmer currently in the near future, where humanity is going to face extinction, potentially, due to a gigantic dust storm problem that is taking over the entire planet. It's pollution. It's making it so food is hard to grow, but corn can still grow. So Cooper works on a farm growing corn for the people. He has 2 children. He has Tom. He's not really that important.
Played by Timothy Chalamet. Hello? Can we talk about that one?
Hey, Tom is important.
No, he's not. But it is played by Timothy Chalamet, and that was a jump scare. That was frightening to me to see Timothy Chalamet's little stupid face on there.
Because how old was he when this movie
He was like a baby.
Not old.
He looked really young.
He did.
Yeah, this was like his first like big like starring role, kind of, sort of.
Oh really?
Kind of, sort of.
He literally only had like 5 minutes of watch time.
He's there for 5 minutes. He's an angry, cranky older brother. He wants to learn how to drive a truck. That's it.
That's his whole arc. He
But
just
it's
wants
Timmy.
to learn how to drive a truck.
But
Simple
it's
life.
Timmy. So.
Yeah. It's a very classic Christopher Nolan cast. We could talk about the cast as we go as well, but of course Matt Damon, Michael Caine, and of course the star of the show, Matthew McConaughey. He crushes
golden
it.
boy.
The golden boy himself.
The golden boy. Indeed. Matthew McConaughey. Man, what can I say about Matthew McConaughey?
No words.
I'm not going to. I'm going to move on. We're going to talk about Murph. Murph is Matthew McConaughey's daughter. I don't know who plays.
Oh my God, I know this one.
Yeah?
I don't know her name, but hold
Well,
on.
that's the question. The question was whose name it was.
Rachel, please. Rachel, please.
Hey,
is
headphone warning.
Renesmee from Breaking Dawn Part 1 and Part 2. I saw her little stupid face and I said, "Oh my God, I know that one. That's the baby."
Mackenzie Foy plays Little
Yes,
Murph.
and I think these are like his 3 big roles is the Breaking Dawn duology, if you will. And then what was it? And then Interstellar, and then she kind of fell off the face of the planet, bless her little heart.
Dang.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's all I have to say.
Still, that's what a note to end out on for her career. That's beautiful. Yeah. Anyway, Murph is kind of Cooper's favorite child. Let's not beat around the bush. Let's not beat around it.
Oh, she is 100%.
It's kind of ridiculous how much he doesn't like Tom, but doesn't like Tom. You know?
I don't know. I think he just thinks Tom is fine. He's just like, yeah, Tom will be good. He's got a good head on his shoulders.
I think he just wants Tom to be like an engineer like him and a farmer, but Tom just wants to be a farmer, so he's like, okay, so you're stupid.
I think I was too young when I first watched it. This is my second viewing. I didn't really understand what was happening in the movie. Very, very cool premise that the world has gone to the point where the taxes aren't used on the military anymore. Taxes aren't used on anything. It fully is just humanity's trying to eat, and that's the only thing they can focus on anymore. Them talking about how they teach in schools that the moon landing was fake, so that they stop kids from trying to innovate.
No more dreaming.
Yeah, no more dreaming. It's cool.
Yeah, it's very cool. Yeah. Anyway, the early dynamics of this movie are just very much like dad and his 2 kids, right? And he's just kind of chilling.
Dad and his 2 kids, but mostly Dad and Murph.
Mostly.
Tom is technically there. I'm gonna die on this hill. He hates Tom. I do not think he enjoys Tom whatsoever, and it's made abundantly
It's
clear.
mutual.
That's true. It is mutual. I think in my opinion, I think that Coop is very much not upset that his son isn't as smart as him, but like when they have parent-teacher conferences, he's like, so what about college? And there's like this argument with the principal and the teacher about him going to college, and they're like, he's just simply like, he's not smart enough to go. And I think that, not that Cooper detests him for it, but I think he's like not as impressed with him as he is with Murph.
Cooper's a girl dad. He's a girl
He
dad
is
for
a girl
sure.
dad.
I also think he really enjoys the fact that he sees himself in Murph. You know, his son is just that one aspect of him, being the farmer. I'm just gonna keep doing this. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
really try at anything else.
I'm willing to bet that Tom is a lot more like his mom, and
Probably.
and I like maybe Coop just like doesn't like Tom as much because he reminds him so much of his mother, and he doesn't want a reminder.
Yeah.
There's always something deeper. There's always something deeper.
Monet the psychologist.
Yep. Yeah.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Devil's advocate.
Yeah, guys, are there any? I don't remember. Are there any like dead wife flashbacks in this movie?
No
No.
dead wife
They
on the
only talk about her.
beach.
Yeah.
Dang,
That's
kind
for
of,
Interstellar.
that's
Interstellar.
restraint.
That's for
Or no,
Interstellar
that's
too.
for Inception. Inception. has
Inception is the dead wife
Yeah.
flashback one. Okay.
Inception is dead wife movie.
Next week.
Oh God.
Inception next week. It's possible. We'll think about it. Yeah. Anyway, the issue, I don't know. Another reason why Murphy's kind of taking up so much screen time and like so much of Cooper's attention is something strange is happening in her bedroom, right? There's a lot of dust, just like generally around this, like the earth. It's just there. You open your window for too long, there's just going to be dust flying in through your room. But the dust in Murph's room is not moving the way you'd think it would. It's kind of like hovering in the air in these strange patterns, right? There's something going on with the gravity inside of her room. There's a bookshelf like in her room, and books keep falling off of it too in like weird patterns. She's very concerned. She's very scared. She says that there's a ghost inside of her room, and she's trying to figure out what's going on, right? Eventually, Cooper, big science man that he is able to figure out that the gravity is kind of creating geographic coordinates, which lead him to a secret NASA facility who is under the control of John Brand, who's a professor who's played by Michael Caine.
Oh yeah. Did the robot jump scare anybody in this? It really is just like
I didn't know that he was a robot.
It's not a sci-fi movie I mean, it is a sci-fi movie. There's like the spaceship and the drone
Yeah,
and stuff.
The drone.
But then you get into this room and it's like that's a square that's talking in a human voice. It threw me for a loop. I was like, I thought technology was in the gutter.
When they brought out TARS, I believe that's the robot. Yeah, they bring out TARS. I thought he was like I thought his screen was like a camera, if that makes sense. And I thought there was like a human talking. I thought this was like TARS was a wall because as this is a purely audio medium, TARS is like this big black box.
Love his design.
It's cool.
It's really cool.
It's
and
very sci-fi.
it's very sci-fi, and it's almost whenever we see him and the other one, what's the other?
It's a
Case.
Case.
Whenever we see
Justice for
TARS
Kit.
and Case walk, it's very reminiscent of like monkeys almost, and I think that's
Yeah.
very interesting. It's very like ape.
Our roots.
2001 yes.
Yeah.
2001 A Space Odyssey.
At first they move. I saw the move. I'm like, that's the dorkiest thing in the world because they're kind of like just wobbling a little bit. And then later on in the movie, you realize how much dexterity these things actually have. Like they pick people up. They're like
insane.
little
How fast they can
tendrils.
actually run.
Yeah, they roll like a wheel and they can do it while holding things. I'm like, whoa.
I also think
okay.
it's the way that they looks very military. Like
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
very much look like the military made these things for some stupid purpose.
Which I think it is said that the military did.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. TARS is there. John Brand is there. He's very confused as to why Cooper even found this out, right? He's like, well, how are you here? This is top secret military base. We are undercover because we do not want people to know that their taxes are going to fund NASA in the big 2100 or whatever year it is. I don't think they give a canon year for what any of this is going
Wait,
on.
that reminds me, because you remember at the parent-teacher conference, Coop was saying something about, like, I'm still paying taxes. Where are they going? Because they were like, something about college. There's not enough funding for college. And he's like, where are my dollars going? Obviously, it's NASA, bro. They
Yeah.
have so much equipment in there.
Yeah. Anyway, eventually Cooper is there, and they're like, "Hey, well, we could use you. You want a job? You want to go back out into space? You want to go back into space?" He's like, well, "What would I be doing?" And we find out that Brandt has created a plan 48 years ago, right? This wormhole, it is named Gargantua, okay?
That was my nickname in high school.
Yeah, Gargantua, the wormhole, opened up just outside of Saturn. And traveling through this wormhole will take you to a different galaxy with a bunch of planets that could potentially sustain life, right? Since things aren't really working out on Earth right now, Brandt sent out a bunch of astronauts to go visit these planets and see if they are hospitable. We got some signals back from them eventually, and we know that some of them may show promise, right? So Brandt wants to send out another expedition on the Endurance spacecraft to go visit these planets and figure out if any of them could possibly hold the human race for as long as, they need to pull out for.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Cooper is enlisted to fly Endurance, of course, and while he is skeptical of the idea at first, he ends up meeting some of the people he's going to be flying with, especially the astronaut who Anne Hathaway is playing, right?
Incredible.
Oh my
I
Amelia
god.
love Anne
Brand.
Hathaway. I love Anne Hathaway so much.
I thought that her haircut, because I'm so used to seeing her with long hair, I thought for a really long time during this movie that her haircut was chopped, and then it grew on me. And now
Well,
I'm a
it
fan.
is chopped because it's
Yeah.
short hair. It
Chopped
has
off.
been
Yeah,
chopped.
quite
All right, that's
literally.
enough out of
Yeah,
it.
that is what it
I've seen enough.
definition wise. Yeah. He ends up meeting his crew. He's like, "You know what? Yeah, I've always hated like being stuck on Earth, being a farmer. I'm going to go out and I'm going to go see what planets are hospitable." So, he returns back home. Murph is so upset. Murph
Yes,
is
Rachel.
absolutely devastated that Cooper's leaving. Tom is like, "Oh, whatever. Can I get the truck?"
I want the truck.
I-
Yeah.
This part makes me so mad because I feel like there should have been a lot more inner turmoil from Cooper, I feel like. Because I feel like it's just like Brand was like, "Hey, you could be a pilot if you really wanted to." And Cooper was like, "Okay." And then decided
You
to
pull
leave
my
his
leg.
Yeah, and then decided to leave his like kids. And I know that he's so
Yeah.
unhappy with his farmer life, but in the same breath, he says how important his kids are to him. Then act like it. It felt so much like, "Okay, I guess I'm gonna go to space and I don't know when I'm coming back, if ever. Womp womp." And then that's it. That's like the
No, but
whole
he
thing.
cried though.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's about it.
Okay.
He cried a little bit.
Yeah, he lives with his father-in-law Donald, who,
Yes.
and they have like a conversation out on their dusty porch where Donald's talking to him, and everything's dusty in this movie.
Everything's
Donald's
dusty.
talking to him and is basically saying like, you say you're going on this mission to save humanity and like make a better future for your kids, but he's like, I think you're doing the right thing for the wrong reason. I think you're going out there because you're bored with your life, and I think that's.
Dude.
I
That's
think
definitely what
both
he's
are
doing.
true. I think he doesn't want to be a farmer. He still wants to be a pilot because that's
Yeah.
what he used to do.
He used to be an engineer,
Yeah, he used to be a hot shot. Used to be a
Yeah.
big wig, and now he.
and now he has to be a farmer and
Yeah.
farm corn.
Yeah.
And I don't know. This is gonna be jumping ahead a little bit. This movie, it felt like it was teasing me by trying to be like, "We're gonna make you cry. We're gonna make you." It didn't make me cry. It never made me cry.
Really.
No, it didn't. It maybe it was just like, it kept teasing me. It was like, "You should cry here. This is where you should cry." And then I saw Colin's review on Letterboxd where you were like, "Every time that Cooper cries, I cry." And I say, "Oh my god, I'm just like this heartless shell of a person. This is horrible news."
Yeah, which is weird though too, because I'm not a big crier. Like when I watch movies, I'll get sad, I'll get like emotionally affected by things. That's true. I don't know. I think the heavy hitter here that makes the movie like actually emotional is just the fact that the score flares up with these like crazy pipe organs, and Hans Zimmer is just in the back going crazy, writing the most beautiful melodies
That's
he's ever
true.
constructed.
Shout out Hans Zimmer.
Yeah, I don't know. Compare that with like a genuinely really good Matthew McConaughey performance. Like he's a good actor. He's
Yeah.
a great actor. Wow,
I
who knew
honestly
that?
think
I knew that.
this film kind of solidifies him as a quote unquote like great actor. Because
Mhm.
before it was like rom-coms, 2000s. He
Yeah,
was the
there's nothing wrong
rom-com
with
guy.
that.
Yeah,
There's nothing wrong with that.
but I think you have this, and then you have Dallas Buyers Club, and you have True Detective. And I think all those in a row are like, this is like the transformation point of like, okay, we got to take him seriously. Like,
Yeah.
Because he was just Matthew McConaughey, right? He was just like a little farm boy from Texas.
Wow, like in the movie.
I want to say,
Dude.
I'm trying to remember if
Just like
I'm
me for real.
thinking of Glenn Powell, or if I am remembering Matthew McConaughey. Because if I remember right, Yeah, he's Texan, and he was
That checks
in
out.
Southern Belle. Little
was it?
Southern
Dazed and
boy.
Confused. That was his first coming of age, or like that was his first movie, was Dazed and Confused with the all right, all right, all right. That was his whole thing.
Yeah.
And if I remember right, they just kind of found him, and they were like, "There you go, go boy, go."
Go get him, Matt.
Fly, birdie. I was thinking because it was mentioned, it was kind of alluded to in the beginning of the movie that he's not a pilot anymore because he crashed, like his plane crashed or something like that.
Yeah.
And then like later in the movie he mentioned that it was because of a machine.
Yeah, it was because of some sort of anomaly. I think he was ordered to. I think I caught that he was ordered to like drop bombs on an area because they couldn't feed that area anymore, and he refused. Yeah, he refused to do it, and then all of a sudden his thing got caught in like his plane got caught in like a gravitational anomaly, and he crashed. I think that's what
Interesting.
yeah, that's what it was explained as, and that's why he stopped being a pilot after that, is because he couldn't work for the military anymore because they were doing some early campaigns when the world started to end.
I wish they talked about that more in the movie, and I also wish that like that concept was added more, because then he would have been more apprehensive about working for NASA and like more freaked out about the gravitational stuff, like getting flashbacks.
It is a cool world. I don't think I
Yeah.
appreciated
It is
how
a
cool
really
this world,
cool world.
how much it feels like our world, but how different it is as well.
No,
It's
this
just
dude, come on, this is the not so distant future, bro.
I know.
I
think, I don't know, I was kind of frustrated that they kind of alluded to Cooper having PTSD, and I thought that was going to come back into play
Yeah.
as he was going to be like, I don't know, going into space, piloting this huge spacecraft. We never see, at the beginning of the movie, it opens with him having a bad dream, or like a flashback basically of him crashing his aircraft, and I thought that was going to come in more into play. We never hear about it, we never see about it, and I agree with Monet, is that I was like, I think that he should have more drawbacks about having, like, going into space and being able to pilot it.
More emotion.
Exactly.
Adding on to that, I think this is one of the films that would be benefited by having a longer runtime.
ooh,
Really?
it's already a
It's
long
It's a
movie.
really long movie, but you talk about adding more context. Honestly, I think this could be easily 3.5 hours. And
I'd watch it. I did.
I
I
think-
literally did, because I was watching on a freaking website with a ton of ads.
I would watch 3.5 hours.
Yeah,
of this
I would,
movie.
Monet
yeah.
was watching the Pluto version.
Yeah, I did watch 3.5 hours of Interstellar.
Hey, you and me both, babe.
I wanted to go to more of those planets.
I
I
think that
thought
would be
was,
so
Yeah.
cool
yeah.
too. And the thing is that it took me so long to watch Interstellar because it's so long. It's almost 3 hours long, and I don't like sci-fi movies.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a drag to watch it. It was fun, but I just kept like, I would be like, oh, I need to go get water. I still have an hour left in this frickin' movie. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I was gonna say I love sci-fi properties that do feel like a near future, and ones where I'm like, I can see the leap of how we would get there. A movie that I loved came out last January was Companion. Did you guys see Companion at all?
Oh, is that the
I
one with Jack Quaid?
Yes.
Jack
I
Quaid
forget
and
the main
what's
actress.
Sophie.
She was incredible though.
Sophie. It's like
Yes.
Thatcher.
Yes.
No, yes, Sophie Thatcher.
Yeah, Sophie Thatcher. Yeah, that one
Phenomenal
had like
lips.
a lot of technology and a lot of features where I'm like, I could see this maybe happening in the near future, and it's a little, I don't know, it's scary. But yeah, I thought the science fiction element of Interstellar they nailed it.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah. Anyway, let's visit some of the planets, huh?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Before he leaves, also I should mention Cooper gives Murph a watch, so because he knows that when he gets to all these planets, time is going to move differently depending on like where he is in the universe, so they're going to compare times when they get back. He's like, "Hey, keep that watch on you, you'll remember me." And she's like, "No," and she like throws the watch at the wall, and it's
She's
kind
10,
of
by
just
the way.
yeah.
By the way.
Yeah. By the way, yeah, cool. Anyway, they get in the spaceship, they fly, really cool visually stimulating space sequences. Wow, wow, wow. We'll talk about that later, I'm sure. We get to the first planet. This one.
Waterworld.
Yeah,
Oh,
they get to
no.
Waterworld. They get to the Mariner isn't there. The Mariner is I'm kidding. The Mariner is not there.
There's no balding men
There's
here.
no balding men with long, greasy hair.
Mhm.
Oh.
Oh,
That is
yeah.
wretched.
Okay, cool. This is where an astronaut named Miller went to investigate. And this one is covered in water. Just like a ton ton of water on it, which is good. Humanity needs water. They decided to visit this
To
one
an
first.
extent.
The problem is, this planet is really, really strange in the way that time moves on it.
Yeah.
1 hour on Miller's planet is 7 years on Earth. So they are freaking out. They're like, hey, we need to move really, really quickly. So they land on the planet, tons of water everywhere. They're trying to find Miller. They see Miller's like little tracking beacon popping up from under the water, but they can't find Miller at all. Right? They're like, maybe Miller's over there by those mountains. They look over there and see like this giant like thing in the horizon. They assume it's mountains until it starts getting towards them, and they realize, oh, that's just a giant wave. The entirety of this planet is just water.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
just absolutely covered in water.
Can I just say, so cool. Also, my like worst nightmare, but so
Yup,
cool.
yup.
Oh my
I was gonna
God.
say I would be pissing my pants. Yes, I would.
Well, it's in the orbit of a black hole, so it totally
Yeah.
makes sense. And when they land, their spacecraft like lands on ground. So
Yeah.
they're like
It's what,
uh,
like two?
yeah, 2 feet of water,
Yeah.
and it makes sense that the planet is literally pulling all the water from the entire planet just around it, and every other spot on the planet is just super shallow from it. It's just such like a
Such an awesome idea.
yeah, it totally
Tsunami
makes
land.
sense. Tsunami land, dude.
Mhm.
The mountain waves.
Also,
Where's the horizon?
rest in peace, Doyle, aka that one guy from Hunger Games.
Yeah, some sort of rando
Oh, wait,
astronaut.
he was from the Hunger Games?
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
You remember the guy with the weird little beard?
And he ate the blueberries.
Yeah, he's the one that was standing up there when she shot the apple
Mhm.
out of the pig's mouth, and he was like, "Who the freak does she think she is?" That is
Good
the
to
same
know.
guy.
By the way, we were talking about companion. Jack Quaid was also in the Hunger Games.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was in the first one.
He was in the first one. He was there for like 10 hot seconds.
He was a career, yeah.
He
He got,
was-
he got
oh.
canned.
What a man.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, Doyle is passed on. The wave actually interferes with the actual Endurance spaceship, so it gets waterlogged, and they have to spend an additional 2 hours on the planet. So eventually, the ship dries off. Another wave is coming towards them. They're like, "Okay, we better just go." Right? So, Anne
Can I also
and Matthew
mention?
head out and go back up to their little spaceship.
You'll probably get to this, but they left someone on the actual Endurance, right?
Yeah.
Because they took
left
like a
the-
smaller
Yeah,
ship.
Rom.
Romilly.
Yeah.
Romilly. Oh my gosh, dude. That part, cause like right after that was when they got back to the ship, and it had been 23 years
Yeah,
since they had
dude.
seen Romilly, and
Oh.
he had been like
Shooting.
waiting
Yeah.
for them for
Y-
23
yeah, in
years
and out of cryo sleep.
in
just-
the freaking spaceship. Oh, poor guy. Justice
Yeah.
for Romilly too.
Yeah.
That's devastating. He was also the same guy who was like having a hard time with being out in space on the spacecraft, and Matthew McConaughey gave him some headphones
Yes, the headphones with the bird
Cooper,
sounds
yeah,
and the
because
rain.
Cooper's a sweetie.
Cause I'm assuming that on Earth they don't have rain anymore.
Probably not.
So
yeah.
it's probably been
Yeah, there was a line about how they're like farmers pray for the rain every single season, and they keep doing it even though it hasn't come, and it's like, oh,
yeah, and so it's probably been decades since they had rain on Earth.
devastating.
Oh yeah, so sad. Yeah. So at this point, right, with this mission going awry, they're figuring out that 23 years have passed while they were down on the surface of the
23
planet.
years, 4 months, 8 days. Actually, don't quote me on that second part. I'm pretty sure.
That sounds correct.
I'm pretty
That
sure
sounds
Bob
Mind
correct.
of the steel trap.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. They get their messages from like their loved ones that they have received while they were gone, right? Matthew McConaughey starts bawling his eyes out,
We
right?
see like Tom grow up. Like
Mhm.
it's Timothy Chalamet, and Timothy Chalamet is like, I'm getting married to this lady named Lois. Now we're married, and now we have a son, and you're a grandpa. Oh no, one of the sons is dead. But I have another one. I have a spare one. Don't worry.
And also,
Spare.
Grandpa's dead.
Also, Grandpa's dead.
Yep.
Also, Murph hates you because like Murph never sent a message to him at all.
What do we think about the fact that Timothy Chalamet turns into Casey Affleck?
I don't like
What do we
it.
think about that?
I don't like it.
Seeing Timothy Chalamet older now, I think in his like older roles now, I'm like, that's not him.
Yeah.
That's not him.
No.
I don't like that actor. I feel like honestly
I think they tried their best. But
they could have gotten by just painting a beard on him. Honestly,
I mean,
because he
they-
looks like that now.
Well, if they used like what's the word? If they put money into the prosthetics, I think they could have.
They
could have
could've.
swung it.
Yeah,
They could have.
They totally could've.
Murph now is played by Jessica Chastain, and I thought she did
Incredible.
she did a great
She
job.
did a really
Yes.
good job, not to be confused
That's
with
Murph.
Bryce Dallas Howard.
She does actually look a lot like Bryce.
They look exactly the
I,
same.
I
They're the
thought
same
that's who it was
person.
when I watched this the
I was
first
also
time.
thinking like the concept of literally being somewhere for maybe 2.5 hours and you get back and
Mhm.
your kids have lived an entire life without you in 2 hours.
Yep.
Like that's just like such an insane concept because I know that like that's possible because like there's different times on different plants. So like I just
Because
oh
of
my
that black
gosh.
hole. Yeah, I
the
know.
turmoil.
Before he left, he told Murph that he potentially would be the same age as her when they got back.
Mhm.
And the first message she sends him is her saying, "Hey, today's my 38th birthday. We're the same age. This is the age you were when you left." It's like,
It was
oh.
38.
Was it 38?
I thought it was 33.
33. Could have been 33.
Don't quote me on that. Don't quote me
No,
on
no.
I think it's 38.
that. Okay.
Wow. I pulled that number out of
Because they
nowhere.
didn't say it. I don't think.
I pulled it out of the fifth dimension. Sorry.
Fifth dimension.
Oh, yeah.
Fifth element.
We should add that to the list. Out of
The
this.
fifth
That's a
dimension.
banger.
Yeah. All right. So, with limited resources, they're trying to decide which planet to visit. And they know that the head of this crew that went out on the Lazarus missions, was a guy named Dr. Michael Mann, I believe.
Oh.
Yeah, he's played by Matt Damon, and his signal is alive and active on a different planet. They decide to go over there to his planet because, he's the leader of the missions. He knows what he's doing. What could go wrong?
Famous last words.
Basically, everything goes wrong when they get to Michael Mann's planet.
Wait, I want to back up a little bit. During this time, Amelia, they're trying to decide which planet they're trying to go to. And so then it's revealed that Amelia Brand is in love with Wolf Edmund, the guy at the other planet.
Killer name, by the
and
way.
I know, it's so good.
Wolf.
But I don't know. They say like, let's take a vote, and then Matthew McConaughey's like, you should tell Rom, and she was like, that doesn't matter, and this pisses me off so much because I feel like Christopher Nolan isn't very good at writing women. Bless his heart.
I was literally gonna talk about this.
Yeah,
too.
I think he's really bad at writing women, and it's really frustrating to me because it feels like at this point they kind of undermine everything that Brand has done.
Yep.
By being like, she's in love with this guy, don't take her seriously. Because she has the best monologue about love. And it was something along the lines of I found it actually. Amelia Brand says, maybe it means something more, something we can't yet understand. Maybe it's some evidence, some artifact of a higher dimension that we can't consciously perceive. I'm drawn across the universe to someone I haven't seen in a decade, who I know is probably dead. Love is the one thing we're capable of perceiving that transcends dimensions of time and space. Maybe we should trust that, even if we can't understand it. All right, Cooper, yes, the tiniest possibility of seeing Wolf again excites me. That doesn't mean I'm wrong. And then Cooper says, honestly, Amelia, it might. And then they say, all right, we're going to go see Man. And they just dismiss her completely, even though she started this monologue with saying, this is my field, I know best.
Both were like good options. I feel like going
Yeah.
to see Man and Wolf. It's revealed at the later end of the movie that maybe Wolf wasn't the right decision actually, but I don't know. It did feel a little bit like, why not? Like Man is also orbiting that black hole, so a little bit scary there, and
And also he's psycho.
yeah, I mean, Man turns
we haven't
out.
gotten there yet. That's
Yeah,
a spoiler.
yeah.
Spoiler.
Let's
If-
talk about
if I
Man's
had, if
plan.
I had a nickel for every space movie that Matt Damon has been in, I'd have 2 nickels.
Yeah,
Which isn't
yeah.
a lot, but it's weird that it happened
Wait,
twice.
wasn't he in
The
Martian.
Martian. Yeah.
Well, he was in The Martian. Wasn't he in the remake of Planet of the Apes?
Oh, yeah, he
By,
was.
I don't think that's a
The
space.
Tim Burton one?
Oh, yes, it is.
Yeah, the Tim
Tim
Burton
Burton one.
Planet of the Apes.
2001.
I'm pretty sure.
Holy
Tim
cow.
Burton, Planet of
Wait a
the
second.
Apes. I'm pretty.
I
Yeah,
don't- I
I,
haven't
mean,
seen
it's
that one.
definitely a space movie.
I've only seen the one with Caesar.
That movie's
I was
No.
gonna say the new one with Tim Burton. Funky, not in a good way. Bad.
Have you seen the
Helena
one from like the 70s?
Yeah, that one's really good.
No, I haven't.
That one is crazy.
That one
Helena
is on our
Bonham
list.
Carter has the worst prosthetics I've ever seen in my entire life. I know this is a purely audio medium, however,
Share with the class.
Oh,
Oh my gosh.
It's like Bad Grinch.
it's so
Bad
bad.
Grinch.
Bad
It looks like a
Grinch.
Dark Crystal character.
Yeah, I was literally gonna say that.
Hey,
As soon as she
hey,
said
don't be
prosthetics, I was like,
slandering,
Dark
don't be
Crystal.
slandering the
So I
Gelflings
think
like that.
that's at least
Leave the
3
Gelflings
space-
alone.
Hey, what do you mean is Planet of the Apes a space movie? It's called Planet of the Apes.
I'm thinking of the James Franco version, recent.
The new ones are very
Yeah.
Earth-centered.
Yeah, the new ones, they don't go to space.
They don't go to
There's a disease.
Oh, and they're all apes now.
No. No one turns into an ape.
makes them
The
smart.
disease spreads throughout the planet. The disease make human die, make apes smart, and so slowly,
Make human die, make apes smart.
yeah, so slowly the apes start to take over the planet. Hence, Planet of the Apes.
Why use many word when few word do trick?
Yeah. Ape don't kill ape.
But that's a
together
different movie
strong.
for a different day.
Yeah, ape together
Some
strong.
great quotes.
They really is. I mean, you
Ape
should see them
together strong.
on the Golden Gate Bridge. They kill it. They go up to the redwoods too. It's
Go
fun.
watch that trilogy.
It
you
is.
haven't.
It is. Yeah. I think. Is it 3? I think it was 4 now.
Oh yeah, it's the new one
Quadrilogy?
is like separated though. It's like
Is it?
way into the future.
Okay. Because it's.
Let
yeah.
it die, let it
It's
die.
decent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry. Off
Okay.
track.
Anyways, they go to Dr. Man's crappy ice planet.
Yeah, there they are. It's barren. It's probably where the poster of this movie that you've seen,
Yep.
where Matthew McConaughey is
definitely
wandering
100%
around on a
is.
barren Iceland, is from. Right? That's the planet. It's not. There's not much there. It's very dry. It's very cold. It's very unforgiving. But Dr. Man is still there. They wake him up from his cryo sleep or whatever when he's in like a little tube, a little water, staying alive. They wake him up. He's like, "Hey, it's me, Matt Damon. Dude, I had this crazy
Exact
dream.
words.
Scarlett Johansson was there. I bought a zoo. It was nuts."
He
They're
gives-
like,
he
"We're
gives-
just glad you're here. We're just glad you're here. Boy, oh boy, we love you so much, Dr. Man." He's like, "Yeah. By the way, you can't really live here. By the way, you can't really
Kind of
live
what
here."
happens
I
is
should
he's
probably
like,
mention.
We
like
could
the
totally
air
live here.
is
We could
filled
totally
with
live here.
ammonia. You can't breathe it in for more than like a couple of minutes. Also, it's like barren and wet and snowy all the time. Good luck.
But he's like, no, but there's a surface
Yeah,
that we're
the-
gonna go
the
to.
Quote surface.
Yeah,
and
there's a
th-
surface.
And
Alright,
it's
bro.
totally breathable.
Don't worry. Don't worry.
Dr. Man is a bad guy, but also a very sympathetic character because it is a thing of like, this guy has been stranded by himself on this
He has.
planet for what, 10 years was it?
Oh.
I think it was
If not longer.
I think, yeah, if not longer. It's devastating, and he has this whole like monologue being like, I thought I could do it. I went out there ready to sacrifice it all, but then he's like, but then that.
just like you, right?
Yeah, I was just like you. But then he's like, but that instinct, you don't understand
The
the human
survival
instinct to survive. To like, he said, there's one button I can press to have people come and rescue me, even though I knew that it'd be a waste of resources. And I did it. I'm sorry.
There's
I'm a coward.
there's a time. I don't know if we fully admitted it. Obviously, this planet isn't inhabitable. Dr. Man was here he faked all the data. He faked all the data and he sent out the thing that's like, yeah, this planet is good because he wanted to see another human being. That's the gist.
Selfish.
Selfish.
Yeah.
I hate him. Maybe I just don't like Matt Damon. All right, let me
Really?
reevaluate. We'll circle back.
We'll
Maybe I
circle
just don't
back.
like Matt Damon.
We're so-
Well, and he was also the only one that knew the piece of information that Colin is probably going to share in a second.
Yes, go
He
on.
was the only one that knew out of everyone, probably in the whole 12, right? The whole Lazarus mission,
Yeah.
Yes, I think so.
other than Professor Brand.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
we
yeah.
didn't talk about Plan A and Plan B.
Oh yeah.
because-
We
Okay.
did not.
Yeah. Let's
Yeah,
run through
Colin,
that really
Colin,
quickly.
please.
All right. Plan A is of course just moving the human race to one of these 12 worlds in this other galaxy. Right? We find one. It's habitable. We'll move them all over there. We'll get them in colonies. We'll just start afresh.
Colonies.
Hooray! Yeah. Plan B is just moving over some embryos to have humanity as a whole restart on one of these colonies, right? Like if we can't move the people over, then we'll just start afresh.
Yeah, the people who are already on Earth
Yeah, they're just gonna have to
die.
just gonna have to die. We won't-
Starve or suffocate.
humanity as a whole will survive, but the human race as we knew it on Earth, all of those people, all of those bloodlines for the most part are going to be gone, right? And the whole thing of this mission, the whole point of the Endurance is kind of to just give humanity a false hope.
unfortunately.
Yeah, Dr. Brand genuinely does not think Plan A has any chance of working at all. So they're just kind of here just as a safeguard, just so humanity knows, hey, we tried.
And the equation that he made, he had finished the equation many years prior, and he had known for years that it wasn't going to work.
He said it was his life's work,
Yeah.
and he figured out, he on his deathbed, he admits to Murph that this is like, what's the word? He admits to Murph that, yeah, we knew your dad wasn't coming back, sorry. And then Murph says, she gives a little message to Amelia on the ship and was like, your dad died, sorry. By the way, what the sorry, editor Ben.
There's a lot of sorry editor Ben's.
Yeah,
in
that's
this
my favorite
podcast.
pastime.
Story of my life.
I was gonna say, unfortunately, every time we record, Ben has to go to town on editing
Yeah,
me.
clocking them hours, dude.
Yeah, he is. But yeah, Murph kind of confronts Amelia on the ship. Amelia didn't know. Dr. Mann and Dr. Brand, Professor Brand, I guess, is the only ones who knew. And we've got those 5,000 embryos. And I think at some point, I forget who says it, but someone was like, Dr. Brand knew that you are more willing to work to save your children and like the future generations, or you're more likely to save yourself as opposed to saving all of humanity, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Did I phrase that right?
No, yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
And the big problem is because Plan A, they're trying to transport this giant space station up into the sky, and there's a gravity problem with that. So, yeah, he's trying to like solve that all of his life, and the only way to make that work is to find some sort of equation inside, beyond the horizon line of a black hole, which is impossible because anybody going into a black hole is never coming out. And you're not able to see the inside of a black hole from the outside just because of it's nothing from the outside.
There's no light in a black hole.
Yep. So it's kind of an impossible equation. So in order to make Plan A work, someone has to go into a black hole. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah, a little weird, a little strange.
Matt might be the man for the job.
I wish.
Yeah.
Murph.
No, don't leave me, man.
No, leave me.
Yeah. All right.
Stay.
Cool. Well, Dr. Mann is like, okay, so I'm just gonna like kill you. Is that cool? Right? A murder attempt happens. He basically, dude, he headbutts Cooper like with his helmet to his helmet, like bang,
Yeah,
bang,
Cooper's
bang.
like, you have a 50-50 shot of killing both of us. And he's like, that's the best odds I've had in years. I'm like, oh, all right, Matt.
It's a good line.
It is an awesome, yeah.
Yeah, Matthew McConaughey's helmet cracked. He's lying on the ground, gasping for air. Eventually Amelia Brand comes through, helps out, gets the whole situation. Matt Damon is dead, right? But and so is thinking, what's the guy's name?
Romilly.
Yeah, Rom blows up. There was a booby trap set.
Because Romilly was in Dr. Mann, his spaceship, to do stuff with Kip, the robot that had like.
Broken
Because-
down.
To download.
Yeah, because Dr. Mann had like dismembered the all the data, and so Romilly had gone in there to try and get some more data, I guess, on the planet. And while Romilly was in there, he found out that it was all a sham and that Dr. Mann had lied about all the data. And then
It blew up.
why did it blow up?
Dr. Man set a trap.
Yeah, because he
Whoa.
knew that if he was gonna get the data, he'd know it was falsified.
Dang.
And I'm gonna say it right now, guys, to our viewers and our listeners, this is such a convoluted movie. And I remember Ben and I were setting up the audio, and the Jefferson, Monet, and Colin were talking about the movie, and all of them were just like, yeah, I still don't really know what's going on. So Colin is doing his absolute best. He's doing the Lord's work,
He's
giving
doing
us
really
You
well.
really
He's
are.
doing a synopsis for the most convoluted movie I think we've maybe covered, because it's a Nolan movie. It's a Nolan flick.
Yep.
You know,
It's
This ish runs deep.
I don't think we could adequately give you a great synopsis. Watch the movie.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is like the bottom line of the bucket. Watch the stupid movie.
It's
Please and
available
thank
for
you.
free on Pluto TV.
It is available for free on Pluto TV.
It's
and
available on
it's
Paramount
so-
Plus with subscription.
It's so much longer if you watch it on Pluto TV. It's so much longer.
Don't do
Hey, I don't know. It was kind of worth it for me.
Yeah.
I was gonna say it was free.
Yeah.
Go to your local library.
Yes.
Rent
Yes.
the Blu-ray.
Dude, shout out libraries.
Shout out the
Shout out
Weber
libraries.
County
Shout out.
I didn't even think
Library,
of that.
proud sponsor
What
of the
if I
show.
become?
Okay, with that in mind, I'm going to just really quickly
Yeah.
bullet point through the rest of this really trippy sequence, right? They escape the planet. They escape Dr. Man's planet. Doyle's dead. Man's dead.
Romilly-
Romilly's
Romilly's
dead.
dead.
Oh no, what are we going to do? Right? Cooper and Amelia Brand devise a plan to slingshot the ship around to visit the final colony. Right? They're going to slingshot the ship around the ice, the water planet, right? That'll add
black
another.
hole.
And the
Yeah.
black hole.
Gargantua.
It is going to add an additional 51 years to their mission, Earth time wise.
This little maneuver's gonna cost us 51 years.
Yeah.
They decide to do it anyway. While they're doing the mission, Amelia does successfully get slingshotted over to that final planet where, fiance dude is.
Her man.
But
Wolf Edmonds, hardest
Yeah.
name ever.
Wolf.
Case
That's gotta be German.
Case the robot guy and Matthew McConaughey end up detaching themselves from the
No, no, no,
Endurance
no,
in a
no,
little
it's
drop
Tars.
ship.
It's Tars and Matthew McConaughey.
thought it was
and then
Case.
Case goes with Brand.
Yeah,
Oh,
Case
shoot.
goes with Brand.
Okay, I guess that makes more sense because Tars is the one that he's always
Tars is our boy.
yakking it out with.
Tar's so funny.
Our
I
row
think he
boy.
kind of replaces his son, to be honest.
Yeah.
A little bit, yeah.
A
Oh!
robotic son.
Clip that, chat. Clip that.
might be some underlying implications there or something. Who knows? Yeah. To be able to get that maneuver to work, though, some mass has to leave the ship so the slingshot will successfully work and they'll be catapulted forward. So in the dropship, Cooper and Tars fall into the black hole. Now, what is going to happen inside of this black hole is going to be the hardest thing I've had to describe yet. But all I can say is, do you remember? Okay, so you remember the bookshelf in Murph's room where all like the books were falling
Oh,
off
you
of
know,
it?
the bookshelf.
The bookshelf.
Well, there's only one bookshelf in the whole movie. Let's be
Yeah.
honest.
That's
no,
true.
No. There's 1 billion bookshelf
Yeah.
in this
Oh,
dimension.
There's
No.
1 billion bookshelves in the dimension inside the black hole, and Cooper is inside all of them. And he's flying around and throwing stuff off of the bookshelf and trying his hardest to get past Cooper not to go on this mission and just stay with his kids and be a dad.
And Rachel, you still didn't cry?
I didn't cry. Like, I'm thinking about it. At one point.
Murph.
Well, this part I giggled at because it's like, Murph! Murph, tell him to stay!
No!
Tell him to stay, Murph! And he's like banging on the door.
Make me
banging on
stay,
the
make
book.
me stay,
Make
Murph.
me stay, Murph! And,
No, don't let me leave, Murph. Don't let me leave.
and then I do really like the part he, at one point, like, uses Morse code to tap out, like, stay. And at the beginning of the movie, we see Murph, like, she's like, the ghost tells you to stay, you have to stay. And Matthew McConaughey brushes her off. And I say,
Because she's a woman.
Because she's a woman.
And she's 10.
Wait. Let's think about this. Does this movie pass the Bechdel test?
No.
Because Murph doesn't talk to another woman,
No.
right?
I
No,
was
she
gonna
talks to Lois, but
But about.
But
uh,
about a
a
man.
man, because she
man.
said my friend could fix your lungs or something
And
like
that's
that.
played by Topher Grace. We're getting ahead of ourselves. However,
Venom, by the way.
My name
Topher
is
Grace.
Topher.
Yeah.
I love
Dude,
Topher
that's a
Grace.
great, insane pull that I
Nothing,
just pulled out
if
there.
not
That's been
a Topher
years.
Grace apologist. But there's nothing to apologize for Topher Grace.
You
Topher
already
Grace
know
hasn't
why
done anything
my name's
wrong.
Topher.
Dude, can you imagine if it actually was Bryce Dallas Howard in this movie and then it'd just be a Spider-Man 3 reunion? That'd be
Oh.
insane. That'd be so cool.
Yeah.
Anyways.
But the most important message that Cooper sends to Murph through the bookshelf is he realizes, with the help of his little buddy companion Tars, that he has the code that they need in order to
The
make
quantum equation.
the
or
quantum
something like that.
equation to make
Quantum-
to make
quantum.
a gravity spaceship that can travel the stars and send humanity upwards. So he embeds it into a little watch. In the meantime, present day, Murph is looking at that watch being like, wait a second.
Wait a dang minute.
My dad was my ghost the entire time. It was him. It was him. It was beautiful.
One thing I don't understand, how is it possible that he's looking through himself at the bookshelf and he remembers this happening from the other side of the bookshelf, but he's not doing something differently? You know what I mean? Like,
It's Nolan, baby.
I
There's
don't
no way to
get it.
describe it. Nolan loves to play with time.
I don't
Nolan
get it.
likes to take time and like put it in his mouth and chew it around and spit it out, and that's what time is for Christopher Nolan.
dude, freaking bars.
So the answer is, but to be honest, I don't think he knows either.
Yeah, I kind of think it's one of those things where you don't really have an explanation for it, and that's kind of the point.
Right.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. Once again, I think the concept of the movie is so sound because the whole deal is that, like, giga advanced humans from the far, far future have somehow mastered the ability to mess with gravity and mess with other dimensions beyond the 4 dimensions that we perceive reality in. And so what they do is they send back a bunch of messages. They make a little convenient wormhole in the solar system, and they're doing all this work from the far future in order to make it so that they are able to, survive, leave Earth, and eventually become the humans that are going to send back the messages.
Yeah.
So it is pretty convoluted, but at the same point, I'm like, it makes sense.
It makes
And
sense.
at first, I'm like, Matthew McConaughey just went into a black hole, and he's not just nothing right now. Like, what are we talking about? But it's like, no. The advanced humans made a little simulation dimension inside a black hole because science is limitless in the far future, apparently.
I saw some Instagram post a while ago that was like, all of the science in Interstellar is possible.
I
And I was like,
it's all messing with like just the fundamental
Yeah, right.
like physics and stuff. So it is like I don't know.
But
Who
like,
knows?
come on.
Didn't they work with like a specific physicist that they consulted with on the film? I can't remember his
That'd
name.
be cool.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't be surprised because Christopher Nolan like does his homework.
Yeah.
He does his research and he like
They let him touch a nuke for Oppenheimer. I'm pretty sure.
Well,
I
I
don't
mean,
know, that's
Well,
not
didn't
true.
they-
Don't trust
Wait, guys.
Chris is like,
Didn't-
and can I have this in my film?
I'm gonna blow this up.
I'm gonna blow this up.
And where's the button?
I'm gonna just finish this up because we've got like 2 things left. Tesseract,
Dang, that was swift.
Tesseract, good. We're good. And the Tesseract, or the black hole that Matthew McConaughey and Tars is in, it collapses. They eject Tars and Cooper. Cooper wakes up in a space station orbiting Saturn called the Cooper Station. Not named after him, named after Murph. He reunites with Murph, who is now elderly and on her deathbed, who tells him to seek out Brand, who is on that planet with Edmund. Cooper and Tars take a spacecraft to rejoin Brand and Case, who are setting up the new human colony on Edmund's habitable planet. And that
That's
was
right.
Interstellar. Kind of like
yeah,
Mars.
it's Mars.
And
Sorry to
Cooper
take
is
over your
what,
job, Colin.
150?
Yeah,
Yes.
he's,
Dude.
Avatar style?
Yes.
he got shunted out of the black hole and they found him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they found him.
Insane.
Riddle me that.
Insane.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I guess it is like 80 years in the future at this point from when they first found the equation, but still insane.
Mhm.
Yeah, guys, that's Interstellar.
Wait, so I don't understand at the end, what the heck are they living in? What even is
spaceship.
that?
No, you go.
Is it the centrifuge that he mentioned in the beginning?
Yes, it's got to be. That's why like all the walls are rounded like that, because the centrifuge, like the NASA base is also the space station. I don't know if we like clarified that because there's a lot of things to talk about in this movie. But yeah, the NASA base that Cooper ends up finding through the coordinates is in fact that space station, and they want to launch it up into the sky. And it's kind of built on its side. It's kind of built to like launch in and then turn like horizontally, and then boom, it's a space station. And every room in it is like a big, wide, long circle, very similar to the ones in 2001: A Space Odyssey, I might add.
Yeah. Oh, you can definitely see the elements of him being inspired by the track. The score. Very, very reminiscent of Space Odyssey. I feel like a lot of like the long sequences of just space and like
And, like, the
showing them.
silence.
Yeah, the silence. It was very, very 2001.
I think the way that the robots like Tars and Case and Kip walk, I think that's like his kind of nod to the apes of like 2001: A Space Odyssey.
yeah.
Maybe that's just me
What a
reading
parallel.
too much
It's like
into
the
it,
ape
but
and
that's my
the
opinion.
obelisk
Yeah, they all.
Yes.
at once.
There is an obelisk at the very end of the movie.
That's true.
Yes.
That's true.
Yes, but it is basically, in my opinion, Christopher Nolan's love letter to 2001: A Space Odyssey, and I gotta be honest, I think he does it better.
There's a star, man.
Yeah, I feel like I understood Interstellar this time. I remember watching Interstellar in the past and being like, I wouldn't know anything
It
about
felt
what's
like
happening here.
like just your eyes flatline every time
Yeah.
you watch it.
Well,
But this time I was like, I don't know. There's a few silly little things like the quantum equation inside a black hole. I'm like, oh, okay, that's gonna make you be able to make a horizontal spaceship fun. Yeah.
Both
a tube.
You and Colin had seen this movie before, right?
Uh-huh.
Yes,
This
indeed.
is the only movie where that's the case that I haven't seen and both of you have.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes, this
Oh,
is the only
interesting.
movie on the bucket where that is the case.
This
I
is one
feel
of the
so
first
smart.
movies that I've seen before.
This is one of the first movies.
Yeah.
This is one.
Actually, yeah, they made this, and then they made like Dune, and that's movies.
This is the youngest movie ever.
Did any of you see this in theaters?
No.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Did you?
Yeah. This is
Really?
like one of my formative theater experiences.
Interesting.
I
Did you
was-
get it?
That's
No.
insane.
Yeah.
No way.
I did see, like, I was watching it on my TV, and I was like, if I saw this on the big screen, I'd like it 1,000% more.
I
'Cause,
think
like,
that's Christopher Nolan.
I was gonna say because I saw Oppenheimer in IMAX, and it's phenomenal. I loved Oppenheimer. I loved it more than Barbie. I'm gonna be honest with you. I loved Oppenheimer.
As a woman,
That's
Hey,
interesting.
a woman,
I watched Barbie with my mom, and that was a phenomenal experience. But then I watched Oppenheimer with my mom. That was a better experience.
Barbenheimer.
Barbenheimer.
So Rachel, what do you think about his writing of female characters in Oppenheimer?
Florence.
Well, listen. As a woman who loves women, phenomenal job with Florence.
Florence
Pugh.
Pugh is an actress. She's just better than so many other people that I've seen on the screen.
Yes.
Florence Pugh does it differently.
But-
I love Florence Pugh so much. Her in Midsummer, one of the best performances I've seen. Period.
Yeah.
She was incredible.
And she did a kind of rom-com with also kind of like messes with time a lot. We Live in Time.
Andrew Garfield.
Phenomenal. It was one of the first movies that me and my partner saw together actually in
wow,
theaters.
that's
Mhm.
a tough watch. for
It
us.
was.
Slop, AI slop, AI slop.
The first movie that me and my partner ever saw in theaters was The Substance. That was our first date. Was The Substance. Anyways, it was a crazy first date. It was called Rachel wanted an excuse to hang out with him, and then Rachel said, "This looks like a good movie. It has this high score on Letterboxd."
So she just gave birth to herself.
Bless my partner's heart. He didn't tell me until after the fact. He hates horror. He doesn't like horror. He hates body horror.
He wants you.
But anyways, it was.
Yeah.
What was I saying? Florence Pugh.
How could you forget?
Full frontal Florence Pugh.
Okay, we're talking about
phenomenal.
their female
Okay,
writing.
okay,
in
sorry,
Oppenheimer.
sorry,
What
we're
are
talking
we-
about Interstellar.
Hold on.
You're-
Jefferson asked me
You're
a question.
just like Nolan right now.
Well, yes.
Good female
okay,
character? Yeah,
as-
I'll put one in there for
As
you.
a woman who enjoys looking at other women in a romantic way, yeah, good job.
You
However,
perv.
we've known that, Ben. However, I think no matter, like, I feel like Kitty, Oppenheimer's wife, she's so one note, and it's just anger. That's how it feels like to me. I mean, like, hey, I understand that she is angry, and a lot of it is, I don't know.
Emily
I
Blunt.
think, what?
Emily Blunt.
Yes, Emily
Yeah,
Blunt.
She's incredible. I was
I
trying
thought
to
you
remember
said
her name.
ligma, and I said, what does that have to do with anything?
Well, I have ligma. Any questions?
I think,
What's ligma?
Well.
I don't know. I feel like Christopher Nolan often falls into the trap when he writes women of them falling into stereotypes, if that makes sense, because Florence Pugh is very much the kind of woman where she Oppenheimer gives her flowers and she keeps throwing them away, and she's like this like very gruff woman, and it's like rah, 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 I hate romance, rah, rah, rah. And then Emily Blunt is just this like upset housewife, and that's how it feels like to me. And then I feel like everything that Brand has done in Interstellar feels like it's undermined by the fact that she's in love with Wolf Edmonds, and I don't think she really gets a time to shine and show off her true like intelligence in this movie. And to a certain extent, I feel the same with Murph. And I like, obviously she has like the scene where she's like scribbling the equation on the blackboard or whatever, but I feel like we don't get to see either one of their like true prowesses until like, I don't know. I don't think we do. Full stop. I just don't think.
Not enough.
Not enough. I don't think.
Murph is very defined by her relationship with her father as
Absolutely.
well, and her like. It seems like a lot of her research comes from wanting to like, I don't know, prove him wrong and like make him be like, you never had to go, I guess. But I don't know. It.
Well, that's how Christopher Nolan writes women, is that they are defined by their relationship to the men. because Anne Hathaway is defined by her relationship to Wolf Edmonds
And her dad.
and I forgot about him. I spaced him out. Anyways, and then
Space.
Murph is
Space.
sorry, I'm sorry. He does have a phenomenal
Don't go gently into that
like
note,
poem, yeah. But
Shout
Murph
out Michael Caine.
is what is it? Her importance is only connected by her father and by her by Dr. Brand.
Mhm.
And then same thing with Oppenheimer is that Kitty is only like written in a way that she's attached to Oppenheimer. And same thing with Florence Pugh's character. I cannot remember her name for the life of me.
I don't remember it.
But that's just how I feel.
I
That
think
was a long-winded way of going about it.
We
I'm
are a little
so sorry.
spoiled coming right out of Portrait of a Lady on Fire
Oh,
as
yeah.
well, where these women are not. Well, their external circumstances are based on men's decisions, but also it's a menless movie.
It
It's
is.
really,
Sorry, Ben.
It's all right.
One more thing I wanted to add about Murph, about the end, when she throws the papers everywhere and she says
Oh.
Eureka, and then she turns around and kisses that guy. Why? That was so unnecessary. He's
Topher
literally a
Grace.
random Joe Schmo who she
Yeah.
brought to her house one singular time. Bro, come on. No, that wasn't necessary.
I think
That
Topher
wasn't
deserves
necessary.
a little kiss.
Topher,
Topher
No.
does deserve a
Topher,
little kiss.
Topher does deserve a little kiss from me, not from her.
Don't
because there is
care.
I agree with you though, Monet. Is that there's no reason for her to smooch him.
Yeah, let her be a woman by herself.
Yeah, I mean she had this eureka moment. She
Yeah.
had this huge thing
Eureka.
that
Why
is
would a
literally-
man be there?
she's having this huge thing where she's literally saving humanity.
Yeah.
And she turns around and kisses her not even partner. They're not partners.
It's literally just some guy.
It's Joe Schmo, you're so right. But it's Topher Grace, my Joe Schmo.
He want her though. He want her.
Yeah,
Who
I
cares?
knew that.
Who cares?
Anyways, all that to say, wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to talk Roses and Thorns? So we can get into
I feel like-
Interstellar a little bit more.
I feel like I told you my thorn.
We in Roses and
My
Thorns territory
thorn-
is women. Is your thorn?
Yeah.
Creature.
Yeah.
Creature.
I don't know. I think here's what I'm gonna say as I'm trying to rack my brain around how to talk about Interstellar, because talking about Interstellar on like a story standpoint is very difficult, as I have proved today. Right?
It's dense.
The way you watch this movie, I would say you're not even like, I don't know. It's hard to talk about Interstellar. It's kind of hard to watch Interstellar too. Interstellar is a movie you kind of just have to feel. You're
You just
there and you
experience
just
it.
kind of have to feel it, you know? And I think it does a really good job of like being like emotional and throwing like these larger than life concepts at you in a way that like visually makes sense on screen. Like, of course, these characters in this world will be going through these sort of things and having to like solve these sorts of problems, you know? It's very much a visual spectacle kind of a movie in like a way that I think is kind of unique to science fiction in general, you know? And the way it takes like a more grounded approach with these like realistic shots of like spaceships and landscapes that could very well exist. Like it feels like you're watching like a NASA documentary rather than like some fantastical story with like lasers and gremlins and, you know, stuff like that. I think that aspect of the movie, when you're just like sitting down and watching it, I have no complaints about it. Talking about it afterwards, like, you know, evaluating the plot and like trying to figure out what exactly is happening in the movie, it kind of feels like not fruitless, because it's also fun to be like, hey, Cooper just doesn't care about his son, dude. That's funny, because that is funny, and it's funny that he's Timothy Chalamet and he has 5 minutes of screen time. You know, he probably barely even know who Willy Wonka was back then. Now he
Is it
is
chocolate?
Willy Wonka. Now he's selling that chocolate and singing his little songs, you know, and he's good at it too.
Yeah.
Dare I say?
Listen, Okaim. That's what he's doing.
Oh, don't get me started. Don't get me. Don't
You
get me.
really shouldn't.
We've been derailing enough. I shouldn't start talking about Dune. Don't threaten me with a good time.
I love Dune.
But yeah, I don't know. You just watch the movie, you see the visuals, you hear the score, and it just works. It's just kind of magical in like that way that only movies can be magical, you know?
Oh yeah.
I just feel so bad for Tom, cause like Murph got the resolution, you know, like she like even if she wasn't 100% sure that her dad would come back, she still achieved something great. But Tom, like, he was just a farmer, and he kept making notes to his dad, and he had a wife, and he had kids, and then he gave up on it, and then he died. Like,
Also, can I say Casey Affleck's performance, despite what everybody might think about him, I think it's really good.
yeah.
I think it is
Yeah.
good.
And like, this is exactly how he would act after everything.
Yeah.
Like, no, I'm staying.
He's
I don't
not,
care
he's
if my
not leaving
son's
his house.
sick.
He's like, Grandpa and my son's buried in the backyard. All
'Cause
right,
I feel like-
we're
Yeah.
dying here.
I feel like it's a kind of like, this is all that I have left, basically.
Yeah.
I would rather die here than leave it.
Like the stubborn resilience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just like his dad.
Yeah. I thought this movie had like a very good underlying theme of like generations and passing down the torch because so I looked it up. This movie takes place in 2067.
Oh, wow.
So little bit
That is
yeah.
soon!
Yeah,
Too
near
close.
future.
Too close for comfort.
I really liked the early scenes when it was Cooper, his kids, and then Donald as well, because Donald was his father-in-law. Talked about the world very differently, where he theoretically would have grown up like probably our age
Yep.
and like grown up.
Oh, that's scary.
Maybe even a little older.
Starting
Yeah.
early 2000s. So this guy.
I hope I grew up to be John Lithgow, by the way.
Yeah, oh yeah, he's a wonderful guy. Yeah, so it is interesting to like hear his perspective on it and be like the world used to be different. He like is always like ball games used to have real players and all
And
this.
hot dogs.
Yeah, it is.
Roller
It is like
dogs.
back in my day. And then yeah, we have Cooper who is like a kind of a person near the end of the world and is like kind of the last generation that fought and was like, no, we're gonna like do military operations. We're gonna try to make sure that this world is happening. And now Murph and Tom's generation is just we need to eat and that's it. Like look, the wheat's gone, the grain's gone. We just got corn. We need to focus on corn. Like we just have to pray for the rains.
No okra either.
Yeah.
Which was such a random pull of no okra. Sorry.
Yeah, we are corn-fed Americans, but I could
Yeah.
not imagine
Literally.
only corn diet is tough. But there's also the whole thing about you know, in the far future, because this movie takes place over hundreds of years, which is cool.
Yeah.
How we see the people talking about the Dust Bowl and talking about like going back to the clips at the very beginning, the old people being like, we had to put our plates upside down so we were able to eat without dust.
I
and
feel
all
like
love
I
that
think that guy
sequence, by
was
the way.
Tom.
yeah,
Because the girl was Murph.
Oh yeah, that would make sense.
Because the girl at the beginning was talking about it. My dad was a farmer just like anybody else, you know?
Yeah, everybody was a farmer back then.
Yeah, everyone was a farmer back then.
Yeah, so it is interesting the way that not only these generations see the world, but also like see like the science and see how like as the generations go on, they're like, no, science isn't important anymore. And then we have these young generations like Murph coming in and literally saving the world, like is able to come up with innovations that no human has dreamt of before and is able to like send humans into multiple colonies. It's like there's the Murph station, there's a Cooper station, but there's also presumably a bunch of other stations that are like in the other galaxy as well, because that's where they found Cooper. So it is interesting to see how like, you know, when old people tell you to give up on your dreams, don't, I guess. And it is, I don't know. I thought the messaging behind the passing down of the torch and like prioritizing, fostering your children's dreams over your own was a pretty impactful theme in this movie.
I wonder
Big
if
Rose.
after a long time, if people just like started getting really thick nose hairs and really thick eyelashes and really thick
If
eyebrows.
we evolve that quickly.
Well, I don't know, because like if you're inhaling that much dust, there's got to be something your body's gonna try and do to adapt. You know, like there's
yeah.
like I don't know, but I don't like if I was living in a time with that much dust, I don't know how they're not blowing their nose literally every 3 seconds, or like wearing nose plugs, like
Yeah, everybody was masking up.
Yeah.
6 feet apart.
I also think this is a very like, even though it took place before the pandemic when they were producing it and everything, it becomes more and more relevant, and not just for the climate issue, but also I think just world issues in general, of like what do we need to care about, like
Right.
what should we actually be focusing
What's the
on?
priority?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's like a love letter to the idea of hope and humanity,
Mhm.
and I think that's why it's going to last a long time. Like in 100 years, I think people are still going to be talking about it as a classic.
Yeah.
You know,
I
one of
think
the
so.
defining films.
It's also just rad. It's so
Yeah.
cool. The part where he has to dock his ship
While it's spinning?
while it's spinning, and he has to match the spinning like the exact trajectory of the endurance in order to like dock the ship.
Dude,
The
that's
part
a
where she's
pilot
like,
right there.
What are you doing? Docking. So cool.
I was gonna get really deep. I was gonna say, do you guys actually think humanity's gonna exist in 100 years?
I think, yeah.
Really?
Honestly, yeah. I just feel like, cause I don't know, like, cause in Jurassic Park,
Sure.
Life
Dr.
finds a
Malcolm
way.
said, life finds a way. I think 2067 is a little close, but I don't think we're gonna be like, you put those 6-7 heads away. Put those away. Everybody boo him.
No way.
But like, I don't know. Let's see. 21, 26 could happen. I mean, I guarantee you people in 1926 were like, oh no, there's a war. We're all going to be dead soon.
Oh,
and we lasted
absolutely.
another 100 years.
Sorry, go ahead.
I
please.
have hope for our generation. I know
think
that's
so.
like a little bit selfish to think about it that way, maybe, or egotistical, but I do think when more people from our generation who have seen what we have seen, gone through what we have gone through, I think that will provide a more hopeful foundation of like perseverance. You know.
Bars.
Yeah, there is that thing as well where every generation thinks they're going to be the last one, and even though right now our world has especially a lot of like very social and political, very scary stuff happening, but there also has been very, very scary and awful things that have happened in the past that we've gotten through, and I think you are right, where it's like as soon as you're like, this is the last generation and you stop fighting, then it kind of is like solidifying that, yeah, maybe it might be if you're gonna put down your arms and sit down, like, come on now.
What was it that Matthew McConaughey said, that like Earth might be our home, but she's been telling us to leave for a while or
Oh,
something
yeah.
like that? I really liked that line.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, where it's like humanity's story started here, but it's not gonna end here.
Yeah.
Do y'all think we will be on Earth in 100 years?
I don't think I will be alive.
Well, unless we could get a wormhole to another galaxy that has inhabitable planets, because we just don't got. We just don't got inhabitable planets here.
Well, yeah, where else are we going to go?
Yeah.
Well, there is
Mars.
the Mars theory.
Yeah.
But it's like,
I don't think that's
is that credible?
I don't think it's like
Can't
close
breathe.
enough.
The colony idea.
Yeah, it would have to only just be a colony,
Plan B?
though.
Because
Like
It'd be
that would.
underground.
that's something that's I guess one of my thorns is that, or I guess it's not a thorn, but when they did talk about Plan A, how are you going to like have the money to to be able to send everybody up there
Yeah, on the whole Earth.
on the whole
How are you
Earth?
going to round them all up?
Exactly. And then in like the same breath they were like, oh, we don't have the resources for like X, Y, and Z, which should have been a red flag, I guess, watching it in hindsight, but here we are, what can you do?
Foreshadowing.
I don't think they do. I think this is maybe an eighth of the population that survives and is able to go into the stars.
Have any of you seen the movie Elysium by chance?
Oh, it sounds so familiar.
Yeah, also science fiction, but it's kind of like the dark version of this. It's like, what if only the wealthy got access to this technology?
That's more realistic.
Yeah. They basically have the gravity ring, but it's just in space and it's only for the 1%. And it's like everyone else is just suffering down.
And you want to know who's starring in that movie? Matt Damon.
He's the through line.
It's wait, sorry. He starred in it. It's already out, or
It's
it's
already
oh
out.
okay. I thought you said it was an
1
upcoming
year
movie.
before Interstellar.
Yeah, I was
Oh,
going to say it
cool.
came out in 2013. But yeah, Matt
Interesting.
Damon, baby.
That's also Don't Look Up is the end of that movie. Is all the
Yeah.
rich people go to space and then they just they die.
Yeah, that sounds very much more realistic. The idea of all the rich people being able to escape with their wives and kids, and everyone else being left here to starve.
Yeah, it would be a class thing for sure.
Absolutely.
As most things are.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Any more roses and thorns?
Yeah, any more
Interstellar.
thoughts?
I
Thoughts in
kind of
general?
wanna just briefly circle back to like the Dr. Mann bit, because I
Mhm.
think his role in the story is like very interesting. Because when he's introduced and when they go to his planet, there is a complete and utter tone shift
Mhm.
in the movie. It also kind of helps that at this point you're kind of like cutting back and forth to the Earth stuff with Murph, and the whole oh no, Dr. Michael Caine dude, he's dead. Like all that stuff is happening kind of at the same time, and it's cutting back and forth. So the movie just feels a little different. It just, instead of like this grand, wonderful space adventure that's like kind of has forlorn energy in the background, it's just tense, it's just stressful, it's cutting back and forth. There's a lot to grasp onto. And I think Anne Hathaway's little speech right before we get into that madness is actually like the potential that her character had in the narrative is absolutely tainted by the fact that like she's just like, oh, but my fiance's on the other planet, so we should go there, right?
Yeah.
Like that's kind of like the narrative reason for
But that
them.
wasn't even her whole reasoning, but they were making it seem like that was her only reasoning.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and I do think the fact that, Cooper is dismissing her off of those grounds and not listening to everything else that she has to say. And then we get to the guy, and his last name is literally Man. Like, it is so obvious. It is so ham-fisted, like, that he is going, like, his name is Man, and he's a bad person.
What a guy.
Whoa.
At one
Wow.
point, Dr. Man says, like, I thought I went up into space knowing that I would die, but, like, as I've been here, I don't think I ever truly considered that my planet wouldn't be the one. Or something like that. And that was like, dang.
He was like, day one I got here and I knew that this wasn't inhabitable.
Yeah, and that's insane. Who was
So
that?
sad, is he?
That was...
Is it he?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Could Amelia Brand be like a sharper character? By all means. Is she very much attached to the men in her life? Yeah. But her role in this story and
Happens
like
to the
this
worst of us.
specific monologue leading into it, I think is like, I don't know. Well, she is being used kind of as a narrative device and not really as a person. But then the narrative gets really cool. So I don't know. That's just a little observation I was thinking about as we were trying to recap
Well, also,
the story.
Miniature Thorn, the very end, it's, you need to go save Brand.
Yeah.
Oh, great. Another freaking...
I don't think it felt like that. It felt like more
She
that...
needs your help.
At least to me, it felt like Murph was trying to save Coop. Because, like, how is Coop supposed to adapt in this world? Because we see the sequence where Coop is they made a like a model of his house, and they were like, all right, live there. And it's more just like, how is he supposed to live in this world that he knows nothing about?
Yeah.
And there's a scene where Murph is on her deathbed, and it's good. And Murph says to Cooper, no parent should have to watch their child die. Like, you need to leave. And to a certain extent, how are you supposed to live in a world that your daughter created basically from the ground up and not think about her all the time? And I feel like his best shot at sanity in like happiness is to go with Brand, because as we saw, his family's all dead, and as we see, Brand was doing well for herself. She had a whole colony. She had created the thing. She had the 5,000 embryos. She's good.
Yeah, so was he supposed to go to Brand's planet to do the colony?
It was to help her, I think, in that sense, but I feel like there's a thicker underline of like, we're helping Cooper. That's how it read to me, at least.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys ready to score?
I
1 out
think
of
so.
100?
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
I'll go first. I think I'm going to give this movie a 77.
Oh, you
yeah.
hate this movie.
No. I don't hate it. I don't hate it.
this movie.
Yeah.
Isn't that like the isn't the Rotten Tomatoes in the 70s for this movie?
Let's look.
I'm not sure. That would make
How
sense.
rotten
though.
are those tomatoes?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like this will be a classic. I feel like
73 from Rotten Tomatoes.
Okay, cool. So I'm giving it higher than Rotten Tomatoes. Yeah, I feel like this movie will be a classic. I don't know. I definitely liked it. This is a very, very good sci-fi movie. Maybe sci-fi isn't my favorite genre, but I feel like this movie did well at the things that it did well at, and maybe its female characters weren't the best written. I don't know. Christopher Nolan, I do like a lot of his movies, but also he's definitely not my favorite director, and I think his movies are very heady and are very like there's a lot of twists and turns in them, which are fun. But Christopher Nolan movies are very, very popcorn movie for me. Who wants to go next? 1 out of 100.
I don't want to go next.
Oh,
Okay.
I'll go next. I'm gonna give it an 87 because like I did thoroughly enjoy it, and I do feel like it just did 2001: A Space Odyssey but better. And I don't know. I think what frustrates me is, like I said, how Christopher Nolan writes women, and that's very frustrating. And I wish that there was I don't know, maybe it's kind of nitpicky, but there are things that I wish were more fully fledged. But in the same breath, with what Jefferson said, I wouldn't watch a 3.5 hour long Nolan movie, I fear. I barely could get through Oppenheimer.
Great.
What's next?
Yeah, let's have our guests go.
Our guests.
Yeah, I think I'd give it a solid 90. To be honest, this has been it's almost like cliche at this point of like, oh, what's your favorite movie? Interstellar. And honestly, I'm okay saying that some days, you
Yeah?
know, because it's like, I think I can defend it, and this conversation has brought up a lot of interesting points about his writing and kind of where that falls short, and I don't disagree with any of that, but I think the strengths outweigh the negatives in most cases for this film, and with it being so weird and like convoluted, it's still somehow rewatchable for me. So
Yeah,
think
I
that's
mean,
why.
he writes about very like heady, convoluted, complicated topics, but I think he does write about them well. It just is whether or not you appreciate a movie about those kind of insane like theories and quantum equations inside the
Yeah.
horizon of a black hole, gargantua.
And I do think it is kind of his like the perfect version of a Nolan film.
I think so.
I think it's better than Inception. Dunkirk is awesome, but like very different. I think it's better than Oppenheimer personally. I don't know what the Odyssey is going to be like.
I'm excited.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm thrilled.
I think this is my favorite Nolan film.
Really?
Yeah, I'm willing to put that out there.
Interesting.
Monet?
I think this was like my third or fourth time watching this movie. And if you asked me yesterday, before I watched it again, I would probably say like 95. But like after having this conversation and like talking more about it, I kind of want to just say, I want to say 90. Just because it's so incredible. But like, there's just like other movies that are just like, I just like so much more. And there's like a lot less plot holes and like women actually speak to each other that I'm like, yeah, I'll give it a solid 90. I feel like, it's just such a good movie. It's very relevant. It's very much ahead of its time. But it's also funny to me that like every movie that is like set in the future, it's always like way too close. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
if it's gonna be like how Back to the Future was like 2015 and they thought we'd have flying cars and we're in 2026 and it's like we don't.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I don't know. I think it's very relevant. It's also Matthew McConaughey, incredible role in this movie.
Murph.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
Also the scene where he's just I can't even believe it. The scene where he's watching all the videos from Tom and he's just like crying because like again, like literally 2 hours. 2 hours and his kid lived his whole life. Like and like also what's his name? Casey Affleck or whatever. Like his performance in that too, like all of it just like you could tell how much resentment he had for the fact that his dad just kind of up and left and like didn't really give much explanation.
You can just kind of feel the depression almost.
Yeah.
There's like a lack of emotion. Just like, well,
The
this
grief.
is just how it is. Yeah.
Colin, do you want to give us your score?
Colin.
Yeah, I do. I think I'm ready to do it, guys. Guys, I've been nervous. Yeah, I don't know, man.
give it like a 30 or something.
Yeah, I actually hate
I'm
it.
gonna say 6.
Colin's a resident movie lover.
Yeah.
And this is gonna be my final plea. My final plea for like, I don't know, because I was fully expecting to like go in and give this movie the big 100
Whoa.
coming in.
As Colin loves to do.
I really, I don't know. This movie is not perfect, but the ending is perfect, and the score is perfect, and the visuals are perfect. There's so many aspects of this movie that are just like, yes, it's a popcorn flick. I like a popcorn flick. Popcorn is yummy, and I make it in
Love
my
me some
microwave
popcorn.
all the time. Okay?
What goes in our bucket?
I don't know. This is Interstellar is operating at a frequency that I very much love. I love science fiction. It's my favorite genre. And the more difficult the science fiction is to explain in a normal conversation, the better it is. That's
That's a rule.
a rule. That's a rule. This is why I love Dune very much, because trying to explain Dune to a sane, normal person is so
simpleton.
difficult.
To a normie.
Normie. Yeah.
You've seen
filthy
the
casual, if you will.
It's so fun. The movies, I'm getting back on my Dune soapbox, right? But
Uh-oh.
part 1 and part 2, they split the book into 2 separate parts,
Oh,
and
no,
there's
we
still
already have
there's There's still 16 billion pieces of like world building and stuff that are just completely ignored. Try to explain Dune to anyone, just like explain the book to somebody, you can't do it. Try to explain Interstellar to somebody, it's very tricky. It's very tricky.
Future
tried
human
it.
Future human come up with impossible science. Send it back in time for proto-human at the end of Earth to leave Earth.
There you go. Easy peasy breezy.
That's
We
it.
did it.
I had a hard time with that.
I
So
don't know.
no, not easy breezy.
I don't know, man. I don't know. This movie makes me sob. This movie makes me melt into a puddle on my couch.
It seems like you were trying to talk yourself out of giving it
Yeah.
the 100.
You are. It
Colin.
sounds like you are. Colin, just give it the 100.
I'm
Colin.
going to.
Okay,
Oh,
there
I'm
we
going
go.
to.
dog.
We agree.
Oh, you dog.
Yeah. I like how two people gave it 90% though. That's cool.
It's a good movie.
That's cool. No.
Hey, can you blame me?
We agreed.
I've seen
90%.
like maybe 10 movies.
We agreed. 90%.
Ever?
Yup. No,
Yeah,
that's a
I don't
joke.
know. It's like there's a
Regular.
tweet. There's a tweet that it can't. Yeah, this is from a poster on Twitter called Regular August. Right, October 3rd, 2023. Person who has seen 200 movies. I didn't truly love movies until I watched 2001: A Space Odyssey, a cinematic achievement that has changed my life. Person that has seen 2,000 movies. You guys should hop on Ghost Rider: Spirit of Vengeance 2011. And that's kind of how I feel watching this movie. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like the guy who's seen 2,000 movies. Like, there are movies that like are more influential, that are more impactful, that have such more deeper meanings and like more thought out characters and stuff like that. But do they have Hans Zimmer on the pipe organ? I don't think so.
No, they
I
don't.
don't
When
think
that,
so.
When that score picks up, it really picks up.
So-
This movie does thump. It is awesome. It is, yeah.
I will not rest until I've seen this movie in the theater at least once. And that is what I have
Oh,
to say
yeah.
about Interstellar 2014, directed by Christopher
Chris
Nolan.
Chris no.
Guys, that puts Interstellar at an 88.8.
Whoa.
Which puts it relatively kind of in the middle of our list.
It's almost like perfectly in the middle.
A few movies right above it is Knives Out, Little Women, and Fight Club.
Reasonable.
Yeah. And then some movies below it, we got 2001: A Space Odyssey, so right next to it.
Are you
it beats out
serious?
Space Odyssey, Moonlight, and
Because we're homophobic.
and How the Grinch Stole Christmas. How the Grinch Stole Christmas did get an 83%, and Interstellar got an 88.8.
Wait, one final note. Interstellar, I hardly know her.
No way.
Thank you. I have been DJ Mo
It doesn't
Money. Everyone
work.
have a great
It
night.
doesn't work at all.
Yes, it does. It does work. You just need to open your mind to the fifth dimension.
Yeah,
No
you need
way.
to- You need to get in the
No,
bookshelf
don't
right
leave
now.
me.
Everyone get more bookshelf now.
And you've been listening to the bucket.
guys. No, please take us out. Take us out.
Oh, I think it's time for us to kick the bucket.
Time to
You've
kick the bucket.
been listening to not KWCR radio because we're not live.
Well,
But in
technically
a
still
roundabout kind
KWCR
of way, you kind of are.
Mhm.
Anyways, that was Interstellar. I'm Rachel, aka DJ Peaches.
I'm Ben, aka DJ Mojo.
And I'm Colin, aka DJ Atreides. Thank you to our guests.
I was just about to say, our lovely guests, please see yourselves out.
Jefferson.
DJ Mo Money kicking the bucket.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Guys, please join us next week for our Valentine's Day special. We got When Harry Met Sally on February 13th, live
One of
at
my
2:30.
12:30.
12:30, my bad. Live at 12:30
Hopefully.
p.m. Greatest time zone on Earth, Mountain Standard Time.
Oh yeah.
After that, we have Fantastic Mr. Fox on February 20th and Kill Bill: The Whole Bloody Affair on February 27th. We will get a March schedule to you guys ASAP. Thank you so much for listening to The Bucket.
Thanks for the bits. Thanks for the bits.
Thanks for the bits.